Okay, welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Eraldo, a show dedicated to helping you live a longer and healthier life while giving you the inside scoop on all of the latest fitness, health, and lifestyle trends. And of course, most importantly, having fun while doing it. So we can all agree that the internet can be a great resource. However, giving children too much access could lead to some serious security issues. Here with expert advice on protecting your family's cybersecurity is founder and CEO of Infotech, Maddie Kahn. Maddie.
Good seeing you again.
It's a pleasure to have you back on
Pleasure
again.
always being on the show.
So security is an issue, but what I want to get to is, should parents be concerned when their kids are filling out those app questions that they ask you? Should they be concerned about that?
Absolutely. Or? No question they should be concerned. We live in a new era. You go on the application. If you've ever, I don't know if you ever tried even a simple application like Snapshot or any of those.
Sure.
And what's the first question? Will you allow us access to your camera?
That's correct.
Will you allow us access to your contact information? Would you allow us to this? And you can choose to say no and not play the game.
Okay.
And everybody says yes, and they play the game. We've had instances, not to mention application, where it became clear that with part of those answers, the application, when Pokemon first came out,
Right.
they had full access to all the information of whoever signed up for them. They said it was a glitch that was fixed 24 hours later.
Right.
But they had access. Should we be concerned? You bet we should concern. We don't have control of it. We don't have control over kids. Kids are less aware of the risks. They're far more naive. They tend to provide information faster. We can also talk how dangerous is the information that kids have, but that's going forward. But the general answer is absolutely yes. They should be very concerned. I have kids. I have 4 boys, 2 at a younger age, and I'm very concerned.
Right.
And I'm trying to follow it, and I'm trying to curb it, but they have a world of their own on the internet today.
Wow, yeah, of course. So what are some things that you can do to kind of protect yourself?
Well, the first answer everybody provides is education.
Okay.
And I don't knock that down. Education is important.
Right.
Talk to your kids, explain to your kids the risk, show them. But in a bit of a macabre fashion, you can compare it to sex education or the warning that we give our kids. You know how seriously they take us on that. You can only imagine how seriously little kids take us when we tell them they're playing their Pokemon game or their fun games. You say, and all of a sudden an adult comes in, you should be aware of security issues. I don't know how seriously they take us. We can try and educate them. Unfortunately, everybody learns by having a failure or seeing somebody's mistake. That is one way. Another way is to try and curb kids' access to information as much as we can, and trying to control.
Limit their access.
Limit their access. Limit as much as we can.
Okay.
Making sure the kids don't have too much of sensitive information on their iPod. I have gotten to the point of saying I'm going to buy my kids and they lately separate phone for games.
Okay.
And on that, to minimize the information that they can be, that any perpetrator can get to by getting to the phone. Because the fact is that it's not a phone, it's an entertainment device. And people keep their notes, they keep the contact information, they keep passwords, they keep all the possible information. And it's really hard to curb it when you allow.
Right.
People always worry about antiviruses, people worry about how do we protect it.
Right.
But there's no issue of protection here, because we are not worried about somebody breaking down the door. We are giving them the keys.
Right.
They're asking us.
So it's very easy for them to go in and get all the information.
We're not facing an issue with these companies today saying, oh, they penetrated the computer, oh, they stole information. No.
Right.
They ask you to begin, will you allow us access?
Right.
And everybody says yes. Will you allow us access to your contacts? Everybody says yes.
Right.
Guess what? A second later, they're in your machine.
Wow.
So, and then different people say, teach your kids about antivirus and to protect them. And what do kids know about antivirus? Most of those devices are strong enough with the operating system, with antiviruses. The issue is we hand the key.
So
the kids hand out the key.
If there can the government do something about it? Can they implement some laws that it can they can tell these companies, hey, you can't do that. That's against the law.
Well, the problem is a fair play is to come and say these companies come out with software.
Okay.
Extensive software that takes years of men time to develop, and they hand it out for free.
Right.
Their argument,
that's how they get them in, right?
So their argument is, hey, don't we deserve the right to get some information back in return to know how our system performs?
Okay.
That's the argument. I personally am a bit on the fence with that argument, because I'm not sure how having access to my son's contact information
can help them, right?
Yeah. I would much rather that they would have a screen that they force the kid, let's say after you played 5 games, screen comes up and says, you have to give us your evaluation. If not, you're not going to continue playing. I guarantee you every kid will fill it up. Do you like it 1 to 5 graded? Do you like the game? Are you satisfied? Does it perform? And so on. But that is not the case. The case is they are asking for a lot of private information, but far more than that. If you take, there are certain applications, it used to be the application just come into the house, but today applications, if we talk about Pokemon Go.
Right. So can the parents access information through the phones that they have, or?
That the kids have?
The kids, yeah.
The kids have their own information. Now, in certain cases, parents want to protect them, and what they do, they give the kid their iPad, and they put some kind of a monitoring software, which is the worst thing to do.
Right.
Because now the perpetrator doesn't only have access to the kids, and now he has
But
information.
now they're getting with the parents.
Everybody. So I would never suggest a parent to share their iPod, their Samsung, their Android phone. I would never suggest them to share it with your kid. Give your kid a separate device. More than that, give your kid a clean device. Don't, once they're in, they're in.
Right.
And that is a major issue.
Wow. So I know that there's a lot of talk, especially during this political season, about some of the hacking that's been going on. Do you know?
Well,
I mean,
on the hacking for the games?
Yes,
or the hacking?
absolutely.
Well, I don't know how much of the hacking for the game has been going on. I think that most of the cases.
Well, will
is
they
that
take
we
advantage of the fact that there's a hacking in the game and go into your personal thing, maybe?
Well, they take advantage of the game itself and they go in. And they collect information. The companies say we need to collect data. Now, what is the data? I mean, you asked. Your first question was, is it dangerous?
Right.
It is so dangerous.
Of course.
Right? Some people come and say, is there really any sensitive information for our kids? Yes, the kid's information is the most sensitive thing. His age, he's her age.
Right.
Her sex, he's her sex. Where they go to school.
Of course.
They put their email. They put their text. They put everything. God, and I don't want to go in the description of the door we're opening. The door in terms of perpetrators. Future identity theft, not to mention perpetrator luring kids, opening the door. And last, we have seen with, and I'm not, God forbid, attacking Pokemon. I think it's a wonderful game. but Pokemon is a game in which you create those fictional characters out there that the kids go and hunt down. And we had several cases of serious violence where perpetrators put targets out there for kids to go. One young woman went. And so on.
And so on. Maddie, I'm sorry, but we have to go. We're out of time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, guys, from cybersecurity to virtual reality. Ahead, we find out why the three-dimensional world is becoming such a huge trend when healthy lifestyle returns in just a moment.